Welcome to Survival Stories with Steph. As a survivor and someone who suffers with chronic pain, I'm looking for fellow survivors and the common threads between them. Today I have a very special guest, my good and dear friend, Christy Lundy. Christy, welcome to the show. We're so happy to have you. And I usually start off by just having people jump in, tell me a little bit about you and who you are and what you do.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Let's jump in.
Let's jump in.
So I am Christy Lundy.
Amazing.
I'm in my mid-40s.
I love
it. I'm a mom to 3 kids. I grew up in Los Angeles. I'm a widow.
Yeah.
I'm a real estate team owner. I'm a gym owner.
You're everything. You're a jack of all trades.
I'm doing all the things. I like to do all the things. And I'm also working on my master's in psychology right now.
Oh my gosh. That's why you're so helpful for me whenever I have all my problems. Well, we met through real estate, so we can talk a little bit about that. So you grew your team and you've been selling homes for how long now?
Almost 12 years.
Oh my gosh, amazing. Yeah. And so tell me a little bit about, before we jump into all of the things we're going to talk about today, tell me what it's like to run a team and any of the challenges that you kind of come across. You were mentioning that you find it really rewarding pouring back into people and you're actually enjoying doing that more than most of the other things that you were doing in real estate before.
Yeah. So growing a team is a wild ride in real estate, right? Because there's so much in real estate that you can't control. Right? Totally. You don't control the other side, you don't control the vendors, all the other people who are involved in the real estate sale and purchase. And so when you have a team, you have that exponentially with all of the other uncontrollables on the other sides of their transactions and things. But I think for me, a community and working with people and getting to know people. Before I was in real estate, I was a teacher. Aww. I worked at the YMCA for 12 years, so like community has always been really big for me. So bringing that into my real estate experience has been super rewarding. So I love coaching and mentoring. You know, I think the barrier to get into real estate is very low.
You could say that again sometimes.
and so you have a lot of negative thoughts about the industry out there because they've had an experience with a poor agent. And so my hope is that with my team that we're putting out better real estate agents, that people are having better experiences and they can see the professionals that we are and that we need to be, because it's the biggest purchase of your life. It's a huge investment. So much of your financial future can depend on your house, and that's so important for stability. And so there's just so much. But I love the coaching and mentoring. I love working with first-time home buyers personally.
That's so cute.
Part of why I got into real estate is I didn't have a great first-time home buying experience.
Yeah, that's what I hear that a lot from people. They're like, my realtor was terrible, so I became one.
Yeah. And I wonder too, like, was he terrible or did he just not know how to explain the process?
True. Could be either.
You know, and like I just felt like I didn't understand, and so I really, really make an effort to help my clients understand the whole process so they don't feel lost and they understand the decisions they're making during the process.
That's awesome. Yeah. And you always look like you're having so much fun doing it. Like the way that you guys hang out as a team. I see your social media. You're killing it, doing a little fun stuff on there.
Yeah.
Well, I just want to thank you for being there for me during all of my craziness. You actually were there for me very early on. I had hit my head, everything hit the fan. I'm like, who do I feel safe with? I got to go to lunch with somebody and like, I know that everything's off. And so we would meet at this little restaurant in Escondido and we'd have our Tuesday special. Like we were 90.
But still can't remember the name of it, whatever it is.
It's like, I think it's the chicken poblano or something.
Yeah,
I ended up going back and being like, I need this sauce. So you just made me feel comfortable. And when somebody has a brain injury, you feel a little bit like a little kid and you want that safe place. And so just being able to meet with you was wonderful. And the timing was crazy because it was right when you had lost your husband. It was pretty shortly after that. And I love that you're here today to share about that. I feel like, I mean, honestly, I don't know how you can do that, the courage and the guts that you have. So I'm going to kind of follow your lead and let you share a little bit about kind of your relationship and what went down after you found out that he was in the hospital and on vacation and all that. It was just crazy.
Yeah. So Dave and I were together for 25 years when he passed. I was 18 when we first started dating. We were in college.
Oh my gosh.
And he lived in Bakersfield and I lived in San Francisco, and he ended up moving up and transferring to San Francisco State with me.
Aww.
And we were together ever since. We got married in 2006 and had our 3 kids, moved to Oceanside, we moved to Vista first and then we moved to Oceanside, but we moved down here in 2012. He was from San Diego, I was from LA. And then he passed in June of 2024.
Crazy.
So
out of left field.
Yeah, absolutely. It's crazy because he'd had his gallbladder out in December.
Right.
He passed in June, the following June. And so his doctor was like, okay, we're doing every test.
Yeah.
You know, he was 45, and so they were like, colonoscopy, full blood panel, you know, calcium score where they do the scan, they did everything. And about 2 months before he passed, his doctor actually said, like, you're so healthy, you're gonna live till you're 90. You don't have anything to worry about. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah, so really no indication. And it was funny because at that time I was working with a client who was 93, and he was walking around the house, he was doing laps around me. You know, he was squatting down to look in the boiler of the oven to see if it was clean. I mean, just like very alive and healthy at 93, which is definitely one of my goals, like mobility and health and strength.
It's big for you, you're healthy.
Yeah. And so Dave and I were talking about that. It's like, oh my gosh, like we get our whole life again plus some.
Wow.
Right? At 45, I get another 45 plus 3 years if I'm lucky.
Yeah.
But we were talking about that. And that same year, actually, it was just a couple weeks before, I was talking with my oldest, Hazel, and Hazel was like, yeah, I'm turning 16, and I'd lost my mom when I was 15.
I didn't know that. You lost your mom at that age. Oh my gosh, hon.
Yeah, she passed from melanoma. But Hazel's like, I'm so lucky to have both my parents at 16. And then literally, like exactly 3 weeks later, he was dead.
And you're managing all of that. It's not just your feelings when you're a mom. It's like, oh, you got the kids' feelings and your world's upside down. And of course, as a married couple, I mean, you're always looking to the future. And I think sometimes, like, a lot of times we think the future's just going to come and we'll just gut it out and ride out the next, you know, you're in the grind in your 20s, 30s, and 40s with kids. You're kind of in survival mode as a team. So you sort of look forward to that time period where things get easier and you're kind of looking forward. It's a good reminder to just really make the most of every day and the most of every moment you have with your loved one. Truly, like that's just a great reminder. Yeah. So everything was fine after his gallbladder situation, you thought, and you went on a trip. Was it for work that you were on a trip, or you were just
I went to go visit.
Yeah.
And before I go into that, I want to kind of circle back to what you were just saying.
Yeah, I love that.
You know, I think definitely after we had kids, we fell into that, like, we are surviving life.
Yes.
And I don't want to say took each other for granted, but definitely weren't focused as much on the relationship after having kids.
It just
right?
happens.
And so we were great partners. We loved each other. We were connected. And then, you know, we definitely had some rough patches.
Yep.
And I ended up having an event where I walked away with PTSD. And so that is a moment when I started healing from that, is when he and I really got connected again. Because I don't think that he knew how bad my PTSD was. I didn't know how bad it was.
No.
And, you know, there was a moment where we both woke up, and that was about a year before he passed.
Wow.
And I'm really grateful because that last year was really, really beautiful, where we really spent time reconnecting and getting to enjoy those moments together and really planning for the future again, or trying to. It's difficult with PTSD to plan for the future.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think that was really I'm very grateful that we had that time before he passed, because I think I would have a lot of regret now if we hadn't.
Oh my goodness, that's such a gift, honestly, that you had that amazing year. Because I mean, a marriage, it's up and down over the years, and like you shouldn't have felt bad if it was on a rough year or whatnot. But that's just human nature, and I'm glad that you had a really good one.
Yeah, for 25 years, you're definitely going to have ups and downs, and I'm glad that we got to end on an up.
Oh, I'm so happy for you. Yeah. So,
but my trip,
and we'll get back to the PTSD too, just because I've had some of those symptoms too, and it really sparked something when you said you don't really know how bad it is until you really know, and that's the thing with PTSD. It comes out of left field, and it's so strange. And so, just kind of, you could be in the grocery store and all of a sudden you're transported into this world, and like it's the craziest thing. Unless you've experienced it, I think that people don't quite understand. They think, oh, they're just having an anxiety attack or something, and that's like, it's just a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of compassion for that. And I'm so glad that, what were some of the things that you did to work on your PTSD that you think were helpful to those listening?
Therapy.
Therapy.
For sure. I did EMDR. I know that we had talked about
EMDR
that.
EMDR does help, doesn't it?
EMDR did help a lot. This past January, my symptoms were increasing just with different stuff going on in my life. And I actually did a round of ketamine therapy in office with my therapist. So completely guided and therapeutic, and that really helped so much. My memory was so bad.
Yeah. You just completely lose chunks of time from it, don't you?
I don't remember 2021 at all.
It's so crazy.
At all. I have no idea. If you showed me a calendar, I might be like, oh, I remember that, but I can't pull up any individual events from that year.
So crazy. It's just you just black out. Yep.
But it's really helped increase my memory and like my executive function also. I'm able to do a little bit more long-term planning now.
Yeah.
And I think the biggest thing with a ketamine treatment is that, like, I might cry saying this, is like I regained the ability to have like anticipatory excitement.
What? That's huge.
So like I could be at an event and like have fun, but I was never excited for anything, right?
I totally understand that. Oh, I'm gonna cry. That honestly
I have
is such
goosebumps
a big
thinking about
win.
it.
That's huge.
And so it's hard, like you're living through life and you're just checking the boxes, like, okay, I have to go to this thing.
Yeah.
And there's no excitement or emotion behind it. But when you're there, it's like, oh, this is fun, I'm enjoying myself. But the getting to that point is you don't have any of that. And so to have that, like, oh, I'm excited about this thing that's in the future.
It's so crazy. You feel like your old self a little bit.
Oh my gosh, like I knew that I'd had that before, but I couldn't remember what that was like.
Yes.
And I think that's really been the biggest gift from that. So I know it's FDA approved. I think there's some really great ways to incorporate ketamine therapy, and that's in the office with your therapist who's trained to do it.
Interesting. I've never heard of it, so I'll have to look into it.
Yeah, they have a lot of like online things. They have clinics that you can go to too, but I really like that I did it with my therapist who knows me and my story.
Yeah.
And so as you're processing things that are coming up, it's with that person that you're safe with. So that really, really was a game changer for me.
I love it that you and you are somebody who always like doesn't stay stuck in this situation. I feel like you're always trying to better yourself or always trying, and maybe that's just from being a mom too. I feel like we just want to make sure, like we have to be okay for our kids, but for ourselves, I had to get to the point like I need to be okay myself before I can give to everybody else in the family rather than constantly just surviving off of, fumes. So. Oh man! All right, so we'll jump back to PTSD because I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
But to go back to your story, so you were on a trip.
Yeah.
And walk me through it if that's okay.
Yeah. So we had my son's birthday on Sunday, the 23rd.
Okay.
And then we'd had a party on Saturday night, which was great. And Monday morning, I left for Portugal. I was meeting my cousin there who lives in the UK for a week. And so I left that Monday morning, flew to Portugal. We had a couple days in Lisbon. Then on Friday, we went to Porto, which was Friday the 28th was actually the strangest day of my life that I've ever had.
Tell me.
Ever had. So we're packing up to go to Porto. Like we're packing up our Airbnb. I brought my protein powder because that's who I am. And I closed my suitcase, and the protein powder exploded all over the inside of my suitcase.
No way. That is just a little bit of a disaster.
So I cleaned it up.
And packing's horrible.
Repacked. You still got another 4 days or whatever in Portugal. And we go to the train station, and all the trains are shut down because there is a strike.
What?
So we're now trying to figure out how to get to Porto, and we're like, okay, there's a bus. So we book a bus. So we get to the bus station, and we're sitting there waiting for our bus, and there is no food allowed on this bus. So everyone's like kind of sitting there and eating, and my cousin and I are sitting. And this man comes up with like a piece of crack and is trying to cut off the rock.
Like actual crack?
Yes. I was like, what is going on here? And so he goes like behind her on the bench. So she's like seated and he's like behind her on the bench trying to cut it like behind her. And I guess it's not criminal in Portugal.
To cut up crack
I don't know, in the bus station.
Bus station?
And she's like, what is, and she like jumps up and moves and he's like, no, like I'm just being discreet. And she's like, absolutely not.
I think your idea of discreet's a little different than my idea of discreet, buddy.
And so, we get up and walk and he goes over and he's smoking. He's not on our bus, he's just at the bus station. Just like by an elevator. We get on the bus, we're not seated together because we got like the last 2 tickets. It is pouring rain on this drive. And I'm seated around 3 college students.
Oh, wow.
And so they're studying abroad. We talked the whole time. We talked about my family. We talked about Dave. We got to Porto. My cousin ended up like having a cold or something. And so she stayed in. I kind of walked around. And then we went to dinner. And at dinner, I didn't get a call, but I got a voicemail. Wow. We were seated next to like a brick wall. And it came through. And I read it. And it was like, Dave heart attack is what like the word said. And so I jumped up and I ran outside and I called and she like obviously knew something was wrong. So he had walked into his therapist appointment and had started feeling sick. And then like it got worse. Like he's like, oh, I think I'm having a heart attack. So she called 911 immediately. The paramedics arrived immediately. He was transported immediately. He was conscious the whole time. He was conscious when he arrived at the hospital.
Wow.
But as soon as he left, she called me to let me know. So my kids were at camp, right? Obviously, their pickup is now headed to the hospital. And so I called my mother-in-law and told her what was going on and asked if she could go to the hospital, obviously, and meet him.
Right.
And not knowing what would happen.
She still thought heart attack.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay.
Yeah.
Like he's young.
I've got to get home. I've got to help take care of him.
Yeah.
Like all these things. I called, my business partner Angela to help pick up my kids at camp.
Right.
And then thankfully the restaurant was right across the street from our Airbnb. I walked in to book myself a flight for the next day because that was the soonest I could get out. And thankfully, there is a direct flight from Porto. Well, it's not direct. There are flights from Porto to San Diego.
Well, thank goodness.
And then about an hour and 45 minutes later, and we had been talking sort of between, but my mother-in-law called me to tell me that he didn't make it. Yeah.
Where were you when you got that phone call?
I was in the Airbnb.
You were still in the Airbnb.
Yeah, because there was nowhere for me to go. I couldn't get to the airport till the next morning. It was like 8 o'clock at night. In Porto. So I already had my flight booked at that point. And just in complete shock.
I probably, and you're probably thinking about your daughters, your
my
children,
kids, yeah.
How do I call them, all of that. Like,
Yeah.
it's just so many things.
Yeah, so we did talk about that at first. We'd talked about not telling them until I got home and just saying Dad was in the hospital. But my mother-in-law just lost her son. And she was going to have to go stay with the kids.
Oh, and there's just no way.
And that was just really unfair.
Yeah.
And so we ended up FaceTiming them. And that was like the worst thing that I've ever had to do in my life.
I can't imagine anything harder. I mean, I'm a mom. I can't because you just want to be with them and like be able to comfort them. And you're trying to comfort yourself too. In those moments, you just must be just
complete shock. Yeah, it wasn't even. There was like definitely like am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Like I get shit done mode, right? Like it was very, like I'm not in reality right now.
Yeah.
And how do I help them? And this is the worst way for me to tell them that their father is not coming home. And like, I can't do anything. I can't get home until tomorrow.
There's nothing
I can do. There's nothing I can do. And so I texted with them, like we were all just the 3 of us messaging all night individually. And the first thing my oldest said to me after I told them was, are you going to be okay? Like, I need you to be okay. I need you to be okay. Yeah. And it's okay if you're not okay now.
Yeah.
But like, I need you to
Eventually.
be okay.
I remember you said that to me when we were at lunch, and I just thought, wow, like if there's anything that will awaken a like battle cry inside of a mother, like that's it. Like you're like, okay, like all right, that's one thing I can do for you is be okay, somehow be okay. And how did you get to a place of being okay? Like from there, you got home, and there's probably just so many things. You're just having to probably deal with attorneys, and I can't even imagine all the steps that are involved there. And what were some of the things that helped you during that time?
Yeah.
What were some of the things that people said that were maybe helpful? Like, can you give me guidance on ways that people can help others when they're in that situation? I think people don't know what to say. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And I think that's okay to just say, I don't know what to say. But maybe give some advice for people, like how can people be there for people when they're in those situations?
Yeah, it's funny. My best friend from childhood lost her husband in October to a heart attack as well.
Unreal. This October?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And like, it's funny because even having been through it, like I know it was helpful, and it still doesn't feel like enough. It still doesn't feel like the right thing. Like I've been there, and it still doesn't feel like the right thing. I had a friend who she was actually in Europe on a cruise with her kids, like all summer, but she texted me every single morning.
That's so cute.
She asked if she could like DoorDash me breakfast.
That's so sweet.
It was really sweet. It was really, and she's like, I don't expect a response. How are you today? You know? I started telling people to ask me how I was functioning, right? Because you're not okay. You're not okay. Losing your partner, losing a spouse is the most stressful life event that you can go through.
Period, I bet.
And I think one of the hardest things about that in interacting with other people is that everyone is putting how they think they would act on you as well.
Oh, yes.
And I wouldn't be able to get out of bed. Tell me how I can't get out of bed because I have kids who are asking me if I'm going to be okay. Mm-hmm. And not only that, but I don't want them to stop their lives because their dad died. That's not why we made them, right? Yeah. It wasn't for them to stop because he passed away, right? And that's also not what he would want for me. That's not what I want for me. You know, like that's how unfair that he doesn't get any more time. And I do.
Wow.
And I'm going to waste that time, right? And like I can still be sad, but I can still live life, right? Like those things can go together. So things that were helpful, like just those check-in messages, and especially if you really don't expect a response, that's the way to do
great.
it. DoorDash and Grubhub gift cards were tremendously helpful.
I bet.
Especially like with all the kids. It's like I could spend, it was ridiculous, right? But like I could spend $125 getting everyone exactly what they wanted.
Perfect.
And it's like, I can't do anything for you right now. Like all I can do is be there for you. But if you can have Five Guys and you can have Chili's and you can have this and it is stupid because I'm paying all these fees.
Who cares?
Who cares?
Nobody cares.
Who cares?
Yeah.
So those were extremely helpful. I had a friend who came down from LA and she got a hotel room and she stayed with me. She came every day and she didn't expect me to talk to her and she didn't expect me to do anything. She helped greet people at the door. She brought flowers in. Wow. She was there if I wanted to talk. We sat and watched TV shows together and didn't talk.
That's a good friend. I can sit there and watch all the like junky TV with you and just zone out.
Yeah, and so I think that, but I think the biggest thing is not anticipating how people will respond to a death and letting them have that experience and letting them tell you how they're having that experience. Some people, so like even with my kids, like my oldest Hazel had tremendous physical grief. Wow. Achy joints, tired, brain fog, like some of those traditional things we think of with grief.
Yeah.
You know, my middle child, Jack, he wanted normalcy. And it's funny, when I lost my mom, I wanted normalcy also.
I get that.
He wanted to keep going to camp. He wanted to keep having those experiences. And I know that he had grief and he processed it, but that was part of his process, was having some normalcy with it. You know, and my youngest was a little angrier. And so everyone processes grief differently, and it's not about how I might process the loss of a partner, right? It is how are they processing that? Like, what does that look like? And so letting people honor that. And I do think that's one of the hardest things about being a widow is everyone has a certain way they expect you to act or be. And there's so much internally going on that like you can't even describe, because you lose a partner and you literally have lost your entire life. Not only is there like financial stress or worry,
Right.
all of those goals and hopes and dreams are all gone.
Yeah.
Everything you imagined for your future was always with that person. And it's not there anymore. Wow. And then it's not there for your kids if you have them. And that person that you were, I mean, Dave and I were together my entire adult life.
So you were a teenager.
Yeah. Like I was a freshman in college. So I've never adulted without another person. And we both were very independent. And so I don't feel like I'm like, I can't make a decision.
I love that about you, though.
Yeah.
You guys had a great relationship that way. That's great.
So like I felt like I could still like make decisions on my own and that kind of stuff. But some people, they have that experience and they really struggle with that, and that's okay too. But you really lose that entire part of your identity. And it is hard. And I know it's funny, you'll see widows wearing wedding rings for years afterwards.
Right.
I took mine off probably at about 6 weeks.
And that's totally okay too.
And for me, and I see these discussions on the boards, and it's like, oh, well, I'm not like single and available, so I want to wear it. Or I feel like I'm still married and all these things. And for me, it's like, I want to live in my reality is that I am now raising these 3 children by myself.
Right.
I do not have a partner who's here to support me. And I don't want to put off the impression that I do. And that's like also a thing for me is like me recognizing where I am in my life at this moment and like owning that, even when it's hard.
I love that about you. We were talking right before we started the podcast, and I was remembering it was super early on, like this had just happened. Oh, no, this was like our second or third, so it had been some time, third lunch. And you go, I actually had a good day today, and I feel okay, and I feel a little weird about feeling okay. Like, I'm not sure if I was supposed to go to my grief meeting, or should I just go with the good day? I'm like, if you feel good, go with the good day. Like, but I mean, that's so interesting, and you're not the only one who's gone through that of like, is it okay that I'm happy right now when I'm in this sad situation? Like, can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well,
those feelings?
I think that circles around to PTSD, and like even with what you're dealing with through your health is like there's almost this anticipatory like it's gonna hurt again.
Yeah.
But like it's okay to enjoy how you feel right now if you're feeling good. Right. And I do think that conversation helped me like get to that place.
I love you.
I love you too. But I think that is huge. I remember a couple months afterwards, I took my youngest to his first concert for his birthday.
Amazing.
And I was sitting there watching him and thinking about how, I try not to say Dave should be here, right? Because
then
he passed, that's what happened.
Right.
That's it. And how I wished, that he could see Elias having so much fun in that moment. Like that's what I wanted was like, I'd love for him to be able to witness this. And I was so happy because Elias was having the best time. And I was so sad.
It's just that mix.
And I sat there for a moment and I was like, am I ever going to get the happy without the sad again?
Yeah.
And fast forward, you do.
You do? I'm like, do you? I know legit. I mean,
let me tell the end of the story. You do.
Wow.
Sometimes there's still that sadness, right? Sometimes it's happy and sad together. And I think that really being able to understand that we can have all these emotions at once is really, really important. Like I can be happy and sad at the same time. And I can have grief and excitement at the same time. Like we're not just one, it's not black or white, right? Like we're all different shades at all different times. And like which emotions are we choosing to dig into? And I think it's important to dig into those difficult ones, right? Like I used to think that like the purpose of life is like happiness.
Yeah.
How do I go be happy? And now I'm like, how do I feel the full range of emotions and really like embrace all of the beauty of life.
Aw.
Like grief is the most beautiful emotion.
Aw.
It is deep and it's full of love and it is hard and all-encompassing and it changes your view on everything. It colors your entire world and like, how amazing is that? Like it's really tough. It sucks. But it's worth it, right? It's worth it to have loved well and like to be able to have the opportunity to feel that like at the depths of my soul, like holy crap.
You're alive. You're experiencing all of it versus being numb.
Yeah.
And that's just amazing.
And I was numb for so long.
Yeah.
I was numb for so long with the PTSD. I didn't even know if I could feel anymore. And then Dave died and I was like, okay, well, I can definitely feel.
It's crazy how sometimes we have to go through these horrible situations, but then they open us up. If we choose to embrace it, I always say like suffering is going to make you bitter or better. It's going to change you. So like, I love that you're embracing it. I had this like, I don't know, when I was going through the height of my stuff and I just felt more lonely and more lonely as time went on. And I like had this dream one night and I was like on the beach and everybody's there and I'm just like walking out into the ocean, like everybody's kind of going with you and then the people just get less and less and less and you're just kind of out here in this like area that not a lot of people experience, one. And you just have to process that of like, am I going to run from this and just avoid the feelings, or am I gonna experience it like you're doing and go through that process? Because I do feel like grief it stages in a way, and it kind of floats in and out. You know, it definitely does, and changes over the years. But I'm really proud of you. I'm so proud of you. I couldn't believe just watching you, like. You're showing so many people such strength. It's incredible. And I know that's not like what you wanted to raise your hand to be the poster child for. Nobody says, let me sign up for being this great example, but I'm really proud of you.
Thank you.
And you're helping others along the way. So how long ago was it that he passed again? It was in 2021,
almost 18 months.
Right? Gosh, it hasn't.
2024.
2024. It has not been that long, not extremely long. So how are you doing today with everything? What does life look like for you?
Yeah. I'm really good. I get to have, like I said, I give the cliff notes or the preview is I get to have the happy without the sad, right?
Amazing.
Like I do get to have those moments now. The kids are all doing really well. And it's so hard because everyone asks that, and I think we put so much of ourselves in that. Like, if I passed, how would everyone react? Oh, that's what people are asking. If I died, how would my kids be? And I think there's a part of us that like wants them to not be okay.
Yeah.
Because they need us.
I never
they need
thought
us,
about that.
Right? But I think if we've really done our jobs, they should be okay, right? Like, we were so lucky in that. Like, my kids knew how much their dad loved him.
Yeah.
Them, all of them, right? And they all expressed their love for him, too. They have no question in their mind that their dad knew that he was loved.
Oh.
And so I think that is, like, a really beautiful way to, like, tie a bow on that part of the relationship while he was still alive. And there's definitely still moments of grief.
Of course.
There, it's that time of, like, oh, I can imagine this like alternate timeline where he's here. Oh. But I had a really great conversation with my middle child, around his birthday. And I was like, hey, is it hard coming up on your first birthday without your dad? And he said, he wouldn't really recognize me now.
He did?
And I get it though, right? I get it because who he is now is someone who lost his dad. The person that he's become is in part because of that event. How he had to deal with that, how he's had to navigate loss, right? So he likes himself now. He has a good life. He's good at school. He loves volleyball. We were talking about that earlier, being volleyball parents.
Yeah.
And like losing his dad is part of that. And that doesn't mean that he doesn't miss his dad. It doesn't mean that he didn't love his dad. But he's integrated his loss into part of his story, right? And like I said the same thing. So we talked about it earlier. I've started dating.
I'm so excited for you. This is so exciting.
And that's another hard one as a widow, right? Because people expect you to have a certain timeline, or I couldn't do that, or
Do they really? Like,
oh yeah. I've been very lucky in that I haven't received a lot of judgment, at least not to my face.
Good. Yeah, keep it behind closed doors. You don't need to hear it.
I don't
If you
care.
think
It's my
it,
life.
she doesn't want to hear it, okay?
It's my life. It's all
I'll
fine.
find you.
But, like everyone has different needs, right? And everyone has different relationships, and like we are built and wired for connection. That's important. But it is hard because the woman that I am now, the Christy that I am now, is the one who lost her husband.
Wow.
And so like this version of me is totally different than the one on June 27th, 2024, before he died.
Wow.
Right? Like I wake up every day now so much more grateful to be alive. And I was grateful to be alive before, right?
Of course.
But like, oh my gosh, I get to start another day. I don't know if I'll get to finish it, but I got to start it, right?
Yeah.
Really being present in where I'm at, and sometimes that is still a struggle with PTSD, right? Like to be in where I am, but I really try to be where I'm at. So if I'm with my kids, I'm really trying to be with my kids. If I'm with my boyfriend, I'm really trying to be with my boyfriend. If I'm at work, I'm really trying to be in that space with the person that I'm with. And that's hard because I'm a multitasker. Like I want to do all the things.
Yes.
So really being present, because those are the things that matter. And what I realized when Dave passed, it wasn't the big things. I don't miss having another vacation together.
Really? It's the little stuff.
It's whatever, right?
Yeah.
It's like the goodnight kiss,
Aww.
right? It is the text message when you land on the plane.
Yeah.
It's that stuff that is really important, and noticing that stuff every day, and recognizing it, just like that is what life is. We get these big, beautiful moments, the vacations and the trips and those sparkly, like, core memory moments of like, oh, this moment is unforgettable. But like we can have that in the everyday too, and that really is what our life is made of, are those everyday moments. That's what you remember when they're gone.
It's those ordinary moments that are extraordinary. I always say, like, when people get married, they're like dating and they think this person is so extraordinary, right? And this is just amazing. And then over time, they become a little more ordinary to you, but that's not, the fact that they're spectacular didn't change. It's proximity, it's just years together. And I think what's cool is after you get to a certain, I don't know, when your marriage, every marriage gets there where it sort of shifts. You go through these little shifts. And then all of a sudden you're like, whoa, I do appreciate you. Like your last year that you had with him, it sounds a lot like that, where you're like, oh, okay, like we have a foundation that we built. I have so much respect for you. That we've done, our life we've built together, all that good stuff. It's just different. And like you said, it's just acknowledging it, I think, is super important. So what is dating like, though? Okay, so I'm so curious. I don't even know. I'm like dying to know. So you met him online, or how did, okay. And is it good? Then when you met him, how soon did you open up about your husband passing away?
Before we even met in person.
Okay, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
So how did you navigate
I'm not
that?
trying to drop like my husband died on somebody.
You don't like wait till you went to, like after dessert, or like,
Because I think that can be a no-go for some people, right?
Really?
It's complex. It's complex to, like, I didn't have a relationship that ended poorly.
right.
Right? And I also have all of these kids, like, I have him tattooed on me, right? Like, like that relationship will always be a part of me in a way that it's not like it ended poorly and I don't want to think about it and I don't want to talk about it. Right? Like I am the memory keeper of him and our relationship for our kids. And so, it takes a really amazing person to be able to hold all that. And so, yeah.
He must be pretty amazing.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear more. Are you having a lot of fun? Or is it weird to like go on a first date again and like have all these experiences like again that you used to? I mean, it's just a new thing.
It is. It's weird. It is. It's weird. It's weird today. I didn't ever think that I would date.
Yeah.
Right. Like, I just didn't think that was going to
But
be
like
part of my
ever
life
again in your life is
experience.
what I'm
Yeah.
saying. And now you're like, oh, I'm having a first date. You check that off the table, which I mean, it's interesting.
Yeah, and I think I went into it with like right mind, right? Like I'm okay alone.
Yeah.
I'm okay alone.
Yeah.
And I've got my kids and all those things, and I also want a partner, and I want someone that I can eventually retire with, and somebody that I can travel with, and someone that I can have everyday moments with and learn and grow together. And but I didn't need anything to work.
That's really great. That's the best place to be.
Like it felt like an exploration. It feels like an exploration, right? Of like, okay, does this align? Okay, yes. And you get down to another layer, like, oh, does this align? Yes, right? Like continuing to get through those things of like, does this continue to match up? So it's good, it's fun, and it's exciting to get to know someone again. And I think, how do we keep that throughout a relationship? Because I mean, when you've been together with someone long enough, I was not the same person at 43 that I was at 18.
No.
And I think one of the problems that we have is we stop getting to know our partner. But
I say that all the time. I'm like, oh, you like a different, I haven't asked you what your favorite food is in 10 years. You probably like a different food. Like,
because mine used to be ranch dressing and now it's butter.
Now it's butter? I love that you went from ranch to butter. Both equally amazing.
Right? But I love that, something as simple as that.
Yeah.
And actually the same thing with our kids too, right? Like, oh, you used to love the Dino chicken nuggets.
Yeah.
You're 30 now. Like, is that still your favorite? Because probably not. But we don't think about that as we get to be adults. So even just as something as simple as that.
Anytime life kicks you in the gut, I watch you pivot, and you become better from it, which is so crazy. Like somehow you take whatever happened and become better on the other side. And I'm really, really proud of you. And you're somebody that inspires me. Like you're also a friend who we can not talk for months at a time.
And then we just
we just like hang out, and it's like right where we left off. It's a deep friendship, right?
Immediately to the deep stuff, right?
Immediately to the deep stuff. And we've had, and I want to pick it back up again, our women's events and things that we used to do. We had that fun fashion show because just bringing them together. And, I think that's one of the most powerful things is finding, if you're in a tough situation, find that woman who's, been in those shoes, that has that heart that wants to help come alongside you during that time. Yeah. And honestly, if the people in your circle are not those people and you're going through a really difficult time, it's okay to remove those people and to find new people and put up some boundaries and things like that. Like I had to learn a lot of that along the way with my illness. It's like, oh, okay, you're a friend in this bucket. You're not the friend that I go hang out with when I'm really, falling apart. But it also shows you who your really, really special friendships are. And you just want to nurture those things. So.
Well, and I think there's so much in tandem there where, when you're dealing with constant physical pain, you're going to have days where you're like, I know we had plans and I just can't do it. I just can't do it.
I need the friends that get it.
And exactly. And those friends who are like, absolutely. Is there anything I can do for you right now? Right? I know you're hurting. What can I do for you? And we'll reschedule. And they don't get offended. They don't think that you're making it up or whatever. And I feel like it's the same when you're dealing with grief, as like there's just times that you just can't do it. And it's like, who are the friends that get that and love you through it when you can't show up for them necessarily the way that you would like to, because you have to show up for yourself because you don't have another choice.
Wow.
Like you're in pain, you have to show up for you. You can't do anything else. It has told you how you're going to be today.
I've never heard anybody say that before. That's true. I argue with my body all the time, but I have, and I've learned like let's say I was feeling bad coming today, I knew I'd be with you. Yeah. So it's like, I just have so many great people around me that like all of it's just so much easier. And I think when you have the PTSD, if you're worried about a situation going into it and then the people aren't right, just don't do it. Just surround yourself with like the right people that care until you're in that good place, to kind of be able to navigate those things. I'm so impressed with you. I cannot believe 18 months, and time's all relative, right? And it really is. 18 months or 18 years, this is grief, and it's really huge. And being a mom on top of that and navigating, 3 kids with 3 different ways of handling the situation. Mm-hmm. You have to be a jack of all trades, and you're playing for very big stakes. It's your children's well-being in future. And so what were some of the things that helped you in how to navigate that with your kids? Did the counselor give you any good advice, or friends, or anybody?
So you had talked about having those right friends around you. I have a friend who was widowed a couple years before I was, and we're not close friends. It's, it was one of my, but definitely friends. And she called me and she's like, hey, we're going to go on a widow walk. And she took me on a widow walk and she's like, okay, your whole life changed. You are a different person. Everything has changed. And that's okay, right? Anything you want to do, anything you want to change about your life, you can, because everything changed. You didn't choose for it to change. It changed.
Oh my gosh.
And so anything that you need to change because of that is okay.
That's freeing.
Huge.
That's what I, with
She
my
also
brain
told me to
injury-
call Social Security right away and start getting benefits for the kids, which feels real gross. But you have to do it.
You have to do all the
You
things.
have to do it. Because it's for them, and that's his legacy for them also, is to help
course.
take care of them. So, she gave me these practical things, but also these, more existential things.
So good.
And it's true. Everything does change. So that was huge. I also joined a widow's coaching program.
Wow.
Which was great. Real estate agents, we love coaching, right?
I was going to
So
say, you love coaching?
how do I get through this?
And
Let
you
me
coach.
find a widow coach.
Of course you did. I would have done the same thing. That's just like what we think. Okay,
what we
go
do.
to
That's how
coaching.
this
Like,
works.
that's how we roll.
But I love it because it was a group of widows who all had very different experiences. There were older women, younger women, women who'd had loss with suicide, women who'd had
What?
very sudden losses like mine that were unexpected, women who had dealt with long-term illness. And then all of the emotions that come along with each of those different circumstances, right? Like maybe extreme anger and confusion when it comes to suicide, relief if they're caring for someone long-term.
Wow.
And some of these emotions feel really gross, like I shouldn't feel this way.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was like, no, you feel exactly how you feel, right? And that's all okay. All those emotions are okay.
Mm-hmm.
What is it that we're doing with them?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And how are we using that? How are we thinking about the emotions that are coming up? And it was just neat to be with just like a group of widows who, they get it.
They get it.
Everyone's having a different experience. And so it's okay if we all have different reactions and different life outcomes and things like that. But having that community was huge for me. And just knowing and talking to other widows who'd been through it, because especially as a younger person, it's weird, and there's actually a lot
so
more.
weird.
There's a lot more widows who are my age than I thought.
Yeah, I bet.
But yeah, so having community is huge, and then when you have those days where you're like, oh my gosh, I have all these kids and everybody's breaking down and I don't have any backup. Or I realized this the other day. I'm like planning to have a lazy day over winter break.
Yeah.
Right, because I used to have those days where
I do that too, and it doesn't.
where Dave would take care of everything, right?
Yeah.
I didn't have to be on, and I was like, I have not had a lazy day since he died, really.
Wow.
Right, I've traveled and I've done things for the kids, but I haven't had a day where I was like, I'm just gonna couch rot if I want.
I love it. I love a couch rot day.
And maybe I won't couch rot. I don't know, but I don't have to decide.
You have the options.
Right? Do I just want to drink tea and read all day? I don't know. Do I want to play a video game? I don't know.
Aw.
But I haven't had one of those days because you kind of make sure everyone else is okay. And I'm okay, so that's not the thing, but I do need a day to
You have to decompress,
Yeah.
because I feel like it's a lot of intense emotions, like when you're going through all this stuff, and sometimes your body's just sort of always amped up, and so it is going to take those days to just decompress, not get swallowed by. I love that. I love that you can take time for you. You're so brave.
Oh, thank you.
And everything that you do in your life, you always just do it full throttle. Are you still working out a bunch and everything?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, I knew you were.
Oh, yeah.
You've just always been full tilt.
But that's my mental health.
Yeah.
Right? That is, if I don't lift weights for more than a couple days in a row, I am insane. There is too much energy, I need to get it out. And also, one of my favorite phrases is heavy heart, heavy weights.
Ooh, get in there and squat it out. Just go
Exactly.
for it.
If I'm feeling bad, let me go just be in my body.
Yeah.
Right? Because if I'm feeling heavy emotionally, then I'm starting to think about how I'm feeling heavy emotionally. And I'm like, now I'm fighting with my emotions, right? We talked about that. And I think that's really what creates the suffering. It's like, I can be sad or griefy or any of the harder emotions, harder. And like, that's okay. It's when I start thinking of, oh, I shouldn't feel this way, or I don't want to feel this way anymore. When you get down that spiral.
Then you're like, I'm mad. And that's not the case.
That's suffering.
Yes.
The emotion is not suffering. The thoughts about the emotion is suffering. So if I'm getting into that place, let me go lift it out and just be in my body with those feelings and let it just, what does that feel like right now, right? Happiness might feel like, oh my gosh, my heart is exploding and it's warm and it's huge and I feel so big. And sadness might feel like a big black hole. And like, I'll call it soul thirsty.
Whoa.
Like when I'm feeling really griefy, I'm always like I drink a lot of liquids. I don't want to say I'm a thirsty person because I'm like, you can take it out of context. Because I'm not. But like, there are times.
Stay hydrated.
Yeah, like I feel like I actually can't fill that hole, and it's like my soul is thirsty. Like I can't drink any more coffee. The coffee is not going to fill
the hole inside.
What I'm feeling right now. Yeah, and so that is the time that I need to get back in my body and feel that, not try to mask it or cope or whatever.
Or like push it to the side and then it just comes out in this like crazy way.
Yeah.
You know?
And I actually think that's a good point though, is that there are times that it's okay to push it aside.
Yes. Yes.
As long as you're gonna come back to it.
Yes, I agree with that.
Right? Like if you got crap to do,
like you could put it to the side and like warm it up and do your thing and then later,
put on my big girl panties
big
and my
girl
heels
panties and I'm ready to go.
And I can take care of business because things need to get done, especially when you have kids and a business and all these things. It is okay to like put that aside as long as you're coming back to it. Otherwise, like you said, it totally is going to bubble up and do all sorts of weird things.
Well, I'm so proud of you for coming on today. And like I always say on here, if you're somebody who's suffering in any scenario, reach out to us, DM us. We are people that have a heart to help. That's the only reason we're doing this. We literally get nothing out of it other than to be there for people who walked in our shoes. And like you said, it helps us. Like when you're going through a hard thing and you have that person who's been there, it makes everything easier. So I'm so glad you came on. We have to do some women's events when we're up for it again.
Let's go get our bowl over at Casino del Charo.
Yes, let's start with the bowl. We'll go there. Shout out to them. They make a really good bowl. Well, I love you. Thank you.
Too.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I mean, there's not many people that could open up about something like this, and I just really appreciate you trusting me with it and being able to come on here, and I love you so much. I was trying not to cry. Okay.
We did a good job.
We did it. We did it. I can't walk.
We look at each other's elbows. That's how you do it.
Oh.
You'll never miss. Yeah.
Oh man, I love it. Well, thanks guys. As always, I have to give a huge shout out to TPS. They are the reason that I can do this podcast. They've supported me in so many ways. They're awesome at, I'm not a realtor. I don't do that transaction, but I see them on the other side of it and they do a great job. They have a special right now, $89, you get to use them. And they're really nice and they'll take good care of you. So thank you guys so much for joining us and we'll see you next time.